Spellbound Circle, and you're listening to
Channa 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 podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of my podcast. We have three guests today coming from Italy. We have Spellbound Circle, Michele, Aurelio, and Ylenia. Hi guys.
Hi everyone listening.
So how are you guys doing? This is morning for you right now, right?
Yes, nearly 10 o'clock, and it's a beautiful Saturday morning, and weather is okay, but we are here.
Right. How are you guys, Aurelio and Ylenia?
So good, thank you so much. We are okay. A beautiful day today.
Yes.
Right. Yes. So I got to know Spellbound Circle. Actually, I found you in Spotify and Instagram. That's how I first got to know you. Can you introduce yourself and your name and what do you do in the band?
Okay, I'll start. Michele, hi. I'm the bassist of the band, and the one with let's say technical responsibilities. So I'm the tech one. So everything related to technical side, I'm the reference here. Then we have Aurelio and Ylenia. They can introduce themselves, but
yeah.
So you can introduce yourself and what you do in the band. Do you hear me?
Yeah, Ylenia, what can you introduce yourself and what do you do in the band?
So in Spellbound Circle, I'm the drummer.
Wow.
Yeah, and
I'm a bass guitar.
Okay. So how's the situation now in Italy? Because I know that Italy was very badly hit from COVID earlier this year. What's the situation now in Italy?
Well, we can say we are fine now. Actually, we had some bad moments in the past months, namely in the start of all these pandemics. Here in Europe, we were the first ones from the whole situation and the lockdown measures and so, and we were in bad waters, really. Actually, we live right in the middle of the area which were most badly by this thing, because Aurelio and Ylenia live in Bergamo and I live near Milan. So the area one which was red zone start, where the contagion struck from the beginning and was most severe. Of course, as a band, we were affected by the situation. We lost some gigs this summer, of course, for the lockdown. We managed to organize just one live as a band after the summer. During the summer, situation was easing everywhere, and we had the concert, beautiful concert in the open, in the middle of an orchard.
Yeah,
Uh,
I saw that you had you had last weekend, right? You have your first performance after.
yeah, a couple a couple of weeks ago, or it was last Saturday, I remember. Some days ago, it was very beautiful. We were, as I said, in an orchard in the middle of a valley, so we were surrounded by the hills with a monastery on our side. A really beautiful situation, and I think uh, it's it fits well with our music too. But that was one situation. We lost many others, which were programmed during the summer, but there was no way. A lot of situations were killed by the lockdown and the impossibility to make people come together, and you can't aggregate with people. So
Right.
you see, of course, live music is one of those activities which is more struck by this contagion. And now, actually, after the summer, numbers could be worsening again. If you had the news, you said numbers are slowly but steadily increasing again. We must put in our mind that it's not over. The next season, cold season, will be difficult for live music too. And if we want to go out there playing, we must reinvent something and use our fantasy as we just used last weekend, because that no, it wasn't our situation in club. It was not mainstream situation. It was invented from scratch, thanks to Ylenia, which had this initiative,
Right.
and probably that's the way for this fall and winter. If you want to dive, you have to use your fantasy. There's difficult times for clubs and standard situations, so we have this in mind. But then we are well. We just had these links on our life activities, but we're safe and well. Let's hope and stay positive.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about your childhood, where you grew up, and then how did you get introduced to music?
Okay. The first thing I remember about music is that I was a little kid, less than 10, and I listened to Queen and Michael Jackson in my headphones. And when I had long car trips with my parents, so you are in the back seat with your headphones. You look at the world scrolling, and I was fascinated by the sound that I heard. The sounds that I heard. I remember I asked myself, "What's that sound I hear here on the left? It's changing. Now it's on the right." So I was really curious about how those artists made those strange sounds. I didn't know anything about instruments, synthesizers, and guitars and processors. So it was, I had the curiosity about how you made that specific effect and atmosphere with those sounds. And I think that started it all for me. The curiosity about how you can get those sounds, make them work together to create an atmosphere and some specific feeling in the listener.
Right. How about you, Ylenia and Aurelio?
Since I remember, music and rhythm have accompanied me on this journey. And a few months after birth, I was already crying, listening to Fred Buscaglione, an Italian singer and actor. And the song was Look at the Moon.
Right.
And I, like Michele, at 7, 8 years, I listen bands like U2, Queen, and band of this genre.
Right. So, when did you first pick up your instruments? When did you start playing? Do you remember what age you were when you first played your instruments?
I think I was around 13 or 14, and my parents gifted me of a first classical guitar, but I was not so. I didn't take it in hand from the start in a way to learn the instrument. I just played with it without not much involvement. But one day I saw my brother trying to play it, and I said, "Hey, wait a moment, that's mine. Give me that." That's my thing. Why are you playing it? So it is I that play it, and something struck in that moment. From there, I started to learn, actually, to try it, really try it, listening to music and try to repeat it with the classic guitar. By then, in a year, I bought my first electric guitar, so I started not much early because I was around 16 when I started electric and started playing with my friends and trying to do first covers and so on. By then I was already on the heaviest side of music. I started listening in the school to AC/DC, Metallica, then Slayer and Sepultura, and so on, up to the heaviest ones, Cannibal, and so. But when I started to go high school, I was turning in a real metalhead. That was the period when I really learned to put my fingers on the instrument.
Right. Thanks, Mike. How about the others? When did you first start playing your instruments?
So I started play piano when I was very, very young. And then I discovered guitar and then drums. And I was like 17 because, you know, woman drummer is something strange. So it's better piano. But then I do it and then you know, it's strange life.
And me, I started to play piano when I was a child, and then I learned guitar, bass guitar, strings instruments, and I studied in a music school, high school of music of my city, cello, violoncello. I played many instruments in a bands. My first bands, I remember, is a cover band of Dream Theater. Dream Theater's cover.
Wow.
As a first band, it's just something.
And
yeah. So Dream Theater cover band. So that means you were very good at that time playing guitar.
I play keyboards in a cover band.
Right.
Oh, then it's easy.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you treat how did you get together? How did you first meet?
What was that? 2014? 2014.
That's right.
In the fall of 2014, if I remember well. I just answered an ad. They too were looking for a guitarist. I found this ad and I replied and I asked to hear of they were writing some music of theirs, and I remember that immediately heard something in which I could fit some elements which we had in common, namely the drive for research for the less obvious solutions musically. So it was not the first chords you try when you put your you put your hands writing. There was some research. I heard that there was curiosity for making something that hits the ear and is not obvious. That mixed with the tendency to introduce some gloomy, melancholic sonorities, which I'm fond of. Actually, melodic doom and music that make you feel sad. So that was the hook, and I was sold on that quite immediately. Then we met the first time, and I think that just from the first time that was a connection between us. So they already knew one another, of course, but then I think I fit well from the beginning with those two guys, and from there it was all natural. Just a simple and the luck to find other people which have much in common with you about music taste, way of music.
Right. So why the name Spellbound Circle? Why you choose that name?
That's for you.
I just want to add something before. During Christmas 2013, the guitarist of the time decided to leave us by giving us a Marshall guitar amp that allow us to set up and assemble the first song in the basement. So it's a really magic start, I think. There was something that give us the way to play Spellbound Circle. And Spellbound Circle is a new word because in English that doesn't exist so specifically, and is something very magic, and has to be with the form, so the circle. Inside the circle there is a time, outside the circle there is another time. And so this is our word.
Right. So if you describe your music, I mean, what genre do you think it fits very closely? What genre of music, Spellbound Circle?
Sorry, I didn't heard it.
Michele, I mean, Michele, I was asking how do you categorize your music, Spellbound Circle? What genre?
Okay. Like many others, it's difficult to categorize your own music. Let the category to live, not to the artist. But of course, we can openly tell that we are made of our influences, musical speaking, and we make instrumental rock. Instrumental rock, the generic definition of what we do, but then what are the specific characteristics? I think that in what we do there is something progressive and something we can call post-rock, and some hints of grunge too, some hints of 90s, because minorities are every now and then you find some of the sonority too, because that's what we are as listeners, and so we are the sum of grunge, from classical grunge bands, Alice in Chains, and most from which we take inspiration. Progressive rock, a lot of progressive rock for the structures we do in our text, and I brought rock influence into sound because I listen much of that nowadays, and the last year I listened a lot of atmospheric rock, and of course that too take part of a musical. That are roughly the coordinates. So progressive post-rock with grunge elements.
Right. But I also hear a little bit like surfer rock, like like 70s surfing type of music vibe, or the tone, especially from the guitar tones. Is it right?
Okay, but actually, it's I think that is my way of playing, maybe, but I do not have many surf listenings actually. So I don't think there is any specific band of that genre I can cite as an influence.
Right.
So.
So when you write music, what's your what's the theme or concept behind the songs, that you write? Because it's instrumental, so maybe what's influencing the songs? I think that's probably the right question.
For me, no. For the others, because much of the music we have published by now is written by Ylenia and Aurelio, and I don't know how much. I don't know how much is from my input and from there's, let's say 33 and 33. But for my side, when I start writing something, I don't think I start writing something. I just I hear the guitar because that's the starting instrument for me,
right.
And for the other. The thing that I'm doing catches my ear. So, okay, from them, my antenna is, and I just follow the flow. And it's like that I'm tuned to put music on it, flowing through me, but I don't feel like I'm inventing something. I just can catch it because I'm tuned to that specific flow in the moment. It can be something melancholic and particularly but don't be something energetic. I just make it flow. Then from that idea, I think every musician or the majority at least. Right. You have this idea, you bring it in the rehearsal room, just have to and it as you understood it in the first place, and if they catch it, things are done. It's easy then to put together a piece of music. Of course, it happens also the contrary. So you have this specific of chords in your head, in your head, it sounds in a way and means something. Maybe it's not well translated to the others. Then it's more difficult. Then you had to explain by voice. No, listen, I thought it must be this rhythm here with this accent. It's difficult to talk about music. You must feel it. So usually, if that's the case, it's better to go on and think about something else which is more natural for the trip. So that the sensation is just that something came to your hands and to your ears. Now listen to that, make it work in music. That we are like some translator in music. So you must hear before to get something.
Right. So Ylenia, so you recorded your first album in last year, right? Escalation, that was your first album. Can you tell me about that album writing, how the process of writing that album and recording?
Escalation represents 5 years of work, an album that has been created one song after another, as stories that you need to tell us before you tell. And the artwork was done in collaboration with Marco Bergamini, and is inspired by a migrant image. There is an image that comes out of its frame and enter reality, and to tell something to us, and then return again to an image, in this case to the cover album.
So each one of you, what is your favorite song from the album Escalation?
Difficult question. Actually, it's easier to say what's the least favorite than the favorite one. Personally, I think I don't have a favorite. Maybe I can cite the 3 favorites, because everyone brings out a different aspect of our sound in a better way than the other songs. So I really actually like Orange, the Open, because it's fun to play.
Right.
I like also Country Devil, because okay, that was one that started from my idea, now that I remember, and I like it because I found it more storytelling than the others. I like the idea of 10 with instrumental music. Of course, stories that the listener must make, just give suggestions with the music. Then you create your own story. But particular track is has more of the other, this element of in the listener create story, a series of events, imagined events that create a story on the during the length of the track. And then what I could say, Nebulosa Sea, second track, has more grunge rock elements, which I like very much, and some solution which I find entertaining, and I would like to inspiration gain from a track for our future production. For example, harmony is for complex there because I play onto myself. I loop guitar melody, and I play onto it. And I like these things. It's technically more difficult to do because when you do a loop, you depend on the loop. Of course, the whole band depends on the loop. So you have to hear it well. And it introduces technical difficulties also live. If you don't hear it, you are in bad waters. But I would like to try that solution more because I like just acquisition of sounds, and we are just that's three of my favorite tracks from the album.
How about Ylenia and Aurelio?
It's always difficult to choose, but I think everyone has something when I play them, something always new and something close to improvisation, like the mood, all the stuff around you when you are playing. And my favorite, I think, are the new ones. the last we just create. Yeah.
Right. Which you need to
some new music.
Right. For me, I like Paris in New York, or Paris in NY, and then Nebulosa.
Wow.
Actually, you're not the only one. There are some people which particularly appreciated that track, probably because it gives you another journey. There are shifts in the dynamics and it's quite interesting in structure, probably. It starts in soft mood, like jazzy fusion mood, but then suddenly you find yourself into a rock rhythm, hard, then color changes again. So it's much colorful track, and that's probably that's why it's appreciated. It has many elements, different sonorities mixed together. That's another good track.
Right. I also saw in in YouTube that there's like fan videos, or is it this person Ruben Caroli made some videos of using your music, right?
Yes, Ruben Caroli is our friend, and our fan. Offered to make two video of with his drone, and he Ruben particularly appreciate Paris in New York, and Nebulosa C. And, we are very
Yeah, we so happy that Ruben has offered us to help us in this case, and he make these two videos that show from above the Bergamo ecosystem where we live, and to which we belong to. So the escape is slopes, ups and down, woods, river. So this is like our the imprinting that we have to create. No.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I had an idea. I mean, have you? Why did you settle for instrumental music? Why didn't you think of like adding vocals and like writing lyrics for this song? What was why? Why did you like decided it will just be instrumental?
Well, I'm the last who came in the band, but I think I can talk also for the others. Uh, we are musicians, and we always have been musicians with an ear for the instrument and
We'll lose. I think I lose connection. Hi, can you hear me?
listen to the rhythm and the harmony and counterpoint and so I personally do not need a voice to enjoy music. The others, it's the same. Aurelio is a trained musician. He's a cellist, so you see, he always has had a tradition of instrumental music and knows how to listen to music and what to look for in music voice. So, actually, we tried a couple of vocalists once just to understand if it could work. It not worked because the tracks of our album were more instrumental and they were not with a voice put like with glued upon. There was no space for a voice, a standard voice of singer or so. So
Yeah, escalation was.
we
Yeah, go ahead, Ylenia.
Yeah, escalation was born without a singer, so it was something too much. And in any case, we don't limit ourselves for the future.
Right. Good, good.
I
So
would say for a singer could have been having a singer is useful here in Italy at least for finding gigs around because Italy is a country with ancient musical tradition, but new genre and rock itself is something like a niche genre in Italy. There is not rock, so it's instrumental derivatives are the underground of the underground, let's say. Of course, the movement. There are a lot of bands movement this scene rock and experimental rock also in Italy. I think we're still behind many other countries in this aspect. So having a voice actually lets you have more opportunity to play. You go to a club and you ask for playing a gig, and then when they that your metal, many are like they of course think about how many people will you bring to my class. There are people all around the country, but there's not enough density of people interested, probably, to make it a commercially interesting genre. So that was another thought about having a voice. It's maybe not the most noble of motivations, but then in the end we decided that you just do not do compromise. If we let the voice, will not be for this reason, but because we hear that we miss a voice in moment of in. For now, we'll go on in 3, and we already had already wrote some music, so we have.
And 3 is a perfect
we still
number.
have something to say.
Yeah. So, what's the plan for Spellbound Circle? So, what's your upcoming plans on new music, and then what are the new shows or you're planning to do?
As I just said, we have new music in the making. Of course, we are still refining it, and the plan is to have it published in the next year. Probably it will be a short album, an EP, something like that. We'll see. In the we also some operation with other instruments here, but it's early to reveal anything. It's a secret project. So
okay.
One thing we, together with other bands will come to. In the meantime, we'll try to find a way to survive the winter. Summer is coming, but winter came already for music some months ago. with all the hot season, possibilities, and now to work our arse off to find the situations to get out from the reality. Aurelio is like our PR, and is always behind people, think one or the other one, and them. We have to play. You must let us play it, and so he's good finding stations, and then we have to have a little bit of luck, because Shario is what you know in the system of all the world now. So it will be difficult, but we are optimists, and that's it. So music, and in the meantime, trying to find all the possible solutions live. That's our reaction. We like to play live. We are a live band, and record too was recorded live. So, you see, we have not one of those bands which have production, big ideas about production. When you go on stage, you completely, because you cannot reproduce your record, and we know people that do it that way. Here, the record is beautiful, well done, and so. But then you see them live, and it's completely different proposal, more rock oriented. When you well, just the same on the record, live, and we want to play live. So that's our commitment. We try to play live as much as we can in this difficult situation. See if we be successful in that.
Right. So, what's your message to the people who listen to your songs, who supported you?
Sorry, excuse me.
What's your message to the people who supported you, listening to your music? Your message to your fans, yeah.
Okay. Well, personally, I thank them very much for their interest in what we do. Actually, it's like a breath of fresh air, knowing that is someone around the world, actually, because we said we got response, better response in far countries in our own. For example, there are a lot of people from Brazil, which or Mexico, which see are listening to our music and are enjoying it, and so props to them. And thank you for your interest. If you want to support us, we buy our record. Produced our CD, and if you want something physical to write in hands of us, you can buy a CD directly from our band. That would be much appreciated, of course, by us, because that's a real, tangible way to support artists. So I want to remind people that nowadays, apart from COVID, which is very today, bands provide much music for their income. Actually, merchandise, live music is the only income that artists have. Little artists or medium artists, that way they earn something. Music is available to their live or to their merch nowadays. Is more the product. It was product a case ago, but then, you know, internet music is for free now. Music. So want to support artists, go buy the record, buy something. Now with the COVID, we don't have live anymore too. So the only way to support artists is go their product, buy something from them. They're people. They will be enthusiastic about your buying. That's the real way to support directly the artist. So, okay, there is Spotify and all the digital platforms. It's nice knowing that people are listening to your music, but how our things are put nowadays, that's psychological. The real physical is buying directly from the artist. I think there actually is no other way to make an artist earn the income other than that.
Right, right. So, anybody you want to shout out to?
Thank you so much for your supporting. Thank you, and we are so happy, even if there are all these questions around, but we feel that you know, it's like we feel affectively close to us in this moment. It's very important. It's very important for us, and thank you so much for this possibility. Yeah.
Okay. So any last words before we end the podcast? Any last words?
Go and listen to record. And if you like it, visit Bandcamp, write us something on Instagram. If you want to make us happy, let us know your appreciation for what we do, and we'll continue making music, and we hope that we'll reach people always. Just enjoy it. Try it during a trip under the rain. I think it's a good situation for enjoyment.
How about you, the others? What's your last words?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so looking forward to the new music. Keep making music, and then all the best. So thank you for joining the podcast. So everyone, this is Spellbound Circle from Italy. Thank you.
Thank you, Channa. Thank you for inviting us to your podcast.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye.